everyone, good day. My name is Spey and welcome back to another episode of Blackgal in India. Today, I want us to have a chat of why Indians are successful everywhere, literally globally. I was reading the history of India and realized that these guys started trading way back about the 600 BC, that is using ships on the ocean. And then subsequently dispersed into different parts of the world. And until today, Indians are everywhere, but successful. I thought, what are the things that make Indians successful? And individually, these are things I think that make them successful. Number one being diversity. If you look at India, India is a huge country with diverse cultures, with diverse languages. So these guys are naturally, or they grow up in diversity. So it is kind of easy for them to fit in everywhere. In fact, this growing up in diversity makes it easy for them to adjust emotionally where they go, or to understand differences of the different work environments or the different cultures where they go, and easy for them to settle. And that brings us to our number 2 point, which is relationship. Being easy for them to settle in and intermingle, it makes it easy for them to build relationships, which are very good or very important when it comes to building trust in a community or in an area that you go. So relationship is not only important for people who come to India, but also important for them when they move out in the world, in the different places. And because they're able to build relationship and make connections, makes it easy for them to pass their business agenda or the business agendas, easily. And then coming to number 3 is optimism. I mean, these people are naturally optimistic. When they go in for a situation, or when they go in for anything, they go with that mind of, I'm going to win this. I've watched different movies or different documentaries on the Indian Army, about the Indian Army. And sometimes I'm like, see a guy just going forward to the enemy without any fear, like, I'll kill you. Or if you've seen fights on the streets, at least I've had the privilege of, I would call it a privilege of seeing some fights, especially a number of times when I was coming from college. And someone is this small and the other person is the other huge. I mean, this person goes in without any fear that I will be beaten. If it were me, an African, I first look at the person and I'm like, really, if I go to this one, I'll be finished. I'd rather ignore and go. But for Indians, whatever they face it fearlessly. I mean, they face it with that mind that I'm going to win this and it's going to lose to me. So that kind of optimistic allows them or enables them venture into innovative, innovations. They're ready to go in and try different kinds of innovations with an optimistic mind. They're able to think out of the box, And then coming to number 3, talking of innovation, brings us to the other point, number 4 actually, of the jugaad. They call it Indian jugaad. That is their flexibility in solving problems using limited resources in an innovative way. I'll give you a good example. Say if something is for, say, $100 on the market, an Indian will look for options and ways of making that same thing or a thing that serves the same purpose using limited resources so that he can put it on the market at a much lesser price, say of $30, And last but not least is that Indians are not, pump and show people. Whether he has a lot of money, whether he has, dollars and billions in the account, they will still remain simple. Throw in a lousy t-shirt and, move around. In fact, if you find a guy on the street, you look at the person, you'd be like, oh, this is a lousy person. In fact, this reminds me the statement of one of India's fathers, I could call him fathers, that is Swami Vivekanand, when he was asked by a British one time, when a British asked him, why can't you dress proper like a gentleman? And Swami Vivekanand answered him and told him that in your culture, meaning the British culture, the tailor makes a gentleman. But in my culture, meaning the Indian culture, character makes a gentleman. So looking at all these 6 factors, it's like they're in their blood. Number 6, which I had almost forgotten, is negotiation. Indians are good negotiators. They are natural negotiators. I look at the ladies even in the market, in the vegetable market, when they go to buy vegetables. They are literally the best negotiators. I mean, negotiations run in their blood. And not only that, they are also masters at renegotiations. If it is hitting a nail into wood and there is this much space remaining, they will renegotiate it, as in bang it like as though they are doing it for the first time. So if you're going to do business with Indians, be ready to negotiate firmly. And looking at all these factors, I realize that these same factors that make them successful elsewhere in the world are the same factors that will make any foreigner from outside successful in India. Relationships are very important to Indians. So, in fact, when I had just come here, I used to be so angry when I step out and you end up getting so many questions everywhere you go, from the market to the offices. In fact, you will not be surprised if you enter a bank to cash a check and the banker asks you about your family, your siblings, your spouse. It may be annoying or it may seem annoying, but come to think of it, engaging will not do anything to you other than making or helping you connect. So the next time you go there, the person will easily remember you and make your work faster. And in fact, what I've realized, business in India is all about connections and trust. Yes, they base their decisions on statistics and data, but trust and intuition plays a big role in their making of decisions. And then, so relationships will be very important to you for you to form. Even if you're just working and not business, still good relationship with your co-workers will make life easy and enjoyable for you wherever you're working from. Be it school, if you've come for college, for you to fit into the society, you're supposed to relate unto them. That is why you'll find all these questions everywhere you go. People want to know about you. People want to relate to you. And then when you look at diversity, if you come to India, you have to be ready to accept the diversity. In fact, I would suggest to someone, before you come in settling in India for anything, it is better for you to come in as a tourist. And I mean, go to different places, see the different cultures that are in India. So you settle in at least when you have a little knowledge about what India is about, or about what the Indian culture is about, to avoid frustration. And then when it comes to negotiations, if you're coming to do business in India, be ready to firmly negotiate. And then their optimism and ready to venture outside the box. If you're bringing a project to India, or if you're bringing a business to India, be ready to, throw propositions to them that are ambitious, I should say. That way, with all this, understanding their culture, their religion, understanding India and living according to the codes and conduct of India. I mean, India has or rules its own games, the culture, the codes. So if you come in thinking that you're going to do things the way you do it back home, then you may be disappointed. One last and one thing that I've realized is a yes and no for India seemingly looks the same. Because even when you speak to someone and the person may not have understood you, we still shake the head. So you make sure you always repeat yourself to make sure that you're well understood and the yes you're getting is a yes or the no you're getting is a no. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this episode. See you in the next episode. Be happy, stay safe, and remember to smile. Also remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for all updates. Bye-bye.
Blackgal in India.